shavings, black smoke, tow truck, engine fire. Today, I'm going to give you some important information on changing your vehicle's engine oil. This is a picture of my car. And as you can see, the front wheel is not on it as I'm sitting on the side of the highway. This was because of me following improper procedures in tightening down and torquing the lug nuts on my vehicle. For those of us that know what we're doing or don't know what we're doing, vehicle maintenance can always impact our time and money. As someone who grew up having a lot of my own auto work, I have experienced what it is like to not be able to afford auto repair. Because of the situation that I was in, I've done extensive research on the topic of oil changes in order to properly perform the maintenance on my vehicles. We're going to talk about three things. The first being supplies, second being drain, and third being filling of the engine oil. Let's begin. We want to make sure that we buy the correct supplies. So the first thing that we're going to do is look up the make, year, and model of our vehicle, and in some cases, the engine size. It is important to have this information because it allows us to look for the correct vehicle when we go to the auto parts stores. Companies that carry these supplies can be O'Reilly's or AutoZone or just whatever the nearest auto parts store you have near you. We want to make sure that we read your auto manual for your vehicle in order to get the correct parts that you need and have the correct procedures for your vehicle. According to an article written by Consumer Reports in May 2022, oil changes are the bedrock of auto maintenance, and I thoroughly believe that that is true and that is something that anyone can do. You want to make sure that you have the correct type of oil, and by doing this, you want to make sure that you read the oil bottles while you're in the store. And some of them may be for high mileage vehicles, and some of them may be for low mileage vehicles, depending on whatever your vehicle manufacturer specifies. There's three different types of oil filter material, including paper, metal, and fiberglass, but the most common one is paper, and here is an example of a paper oil filter, including the paper part, which is right in the middle, that divides the fresh oil from the contaminated oil, providing your engine with uncontaminated oil. First, we are going to drain the oil. So we want to make sure that when we drain the oil that you put your vehicle in the air so you can have access to it, depending on if you have a vehicle that's low to the ground. You want to make sure that you can get to the underside of the vehicle in order to get to that oil drain bolt. We want to put our safety protection on, including gloves and glasses. Then, when we have everything all set in place, we want to put our oil collection down. First, we're going to remove the oil drain bolt. This will cause oil to come directly out of your engine, and you want to make sure that your oil collection is down in the proper spot so you don't get it all over the ground. Then we're going to remove the oil filter, which will also have oil behind it, so you want to make sure that you have collection there too. Otherwise, it could get pretty messy pretty fast. We're going to look at the color of the oil and check for contaminants in the oil while we are taking it out. So next time we can tell if we need to change the oil sooner or if we had malfunction in the engine. According to an article written by Advances in Tribology, degradation and contamination of oil lube are the major causes of failure in internal combustion engines. Increases in contamination levels and changes in fluid properties can be both an indicator of deteriorating component conditions and cause of component failure. This is a picture of engine oil with the oil contaminants. So as you can see from this side is dirty and progressively gets cleaner. So your engine oil should be clear and without any kind of haze when you're putting it in your vehicle. We're going to fill our engine oil next, and we're going to replace the parts that we took out. So first is going to be the oil filter proper installation, and that's going to include filling the oil filter with new engine oil. And secondly is going to be sealing adding oil to the seal of the oil filter itself. And we're going to make sure that we also put a new crush washer on the drain bolt if it requires a crush washer, and then install both of those items. We're going to fill the engine to the correct level and use a funnel on the top of the engine to not drip oil onto the engine bay itself, because that could cause an engine fire in the future. And then we're going to check the dipstick and make sure that we have filled our engine oil to the proper level. And here is a picture of a dipstick. From this side is the correct level that it should be at. This side is too low of engine oil. This side is just dirty engine oil that needs to be replaced. That's what it should look like when you're replacing your oil. After you've replaced your oil, you want to make sure that there's no smoke, and make sure that your oil is not under or overfilled before you start up your engine. According to an article written by Sensors, engine oil oxidation is one of the major reasons for oil aging, which can result in variations in the physical and chemical properties of the oil. In conclusion, we got the correct supplies to do our engine oil change. We correctly drained our engine oil and filled our engine oil. Money, time, peace of mind, safety, and reliability. Don't forget that an oil change can save you a lot of